What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. The ban list has dropped not just 2 hours ago, and the market is freaking burning to the ground. And I wanted to capture that sweet moment in video for more people go crazy and clamor for things. I think a lot of people had money set aside for Amazon Prime Day, and I hope you didn't need things for in real life when you got that cardboard crack. That being said, I want to take a moment to thank everybody bothering in my videos to go down and click on my TCG player link just to start shopping. You guys have unlocked the first giveaway. So the comment with the most likes will decide the item for the giveaway, and we'll give it away in a future video here. So I wanted to give power to you people to vote in a sense. The first lovely item are these Jaden 100 count GX sleeves with winged Karibo, my partner. And these will be up for the chance to be given away. Ghost Rare Dark Magician from the OCG. I said most of these giveaway items would be OCG swag that we don't get over here. That includes the Dark Magician Girl alternate art that we can't get because, oh man, riding her stick is too lewd. And then, hopefully none of these phrases have got me demonetized, Lucy and the alternate art Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from Monster Strike. One of these four will end up as the giveaway. Has to be the most liked comment though by the end of the day, and then we'll give it away in a future video. That being said, let's get into today's market watch and all the madness going on. 8% bonus bucks back still on TCG player, by the way. I think they did this because of Prime Day. I don't think they knew the ban list was gonna freaking drop. Elemental Hero Stratos has many versions, and the Battles of Legend Heroes Revenge is certainly the cheapest. But whenever we're going through here and looking him up, for price high to low, the Ultimate Rare is it. And remember, OTS Pack 9 was shorted. It got replaced by OTS Pack 5 before moving to OTS Pack 10 in stores. So you had chances to get this for like $30 for a good while, and I imagine people that really loved Heroes picked up 3 then instead of like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that later. But if you did, I don't know how far it can really go down because the quantities are so short. And then we see 63 over here and 65. Luckily, in a sense, it was already up towards that $50 mark, so it's not just a straight buyout. I think it's a lot of sellers just relisting their prices rather than it being a real buyout on it. Masked Hero Dion has completely disappeared. This was lowest, $30 last night with a listing, so this is a little concerning. I think the seller might have just pulled their copy. With Solid Soldier being out in the TCG, this is an amazing option for heroes, and we also see him on eBay similarly disappear. Oh man, $23 and then $40. Actually, Acid is something I was wondering about before this video, so let's check on him. Yeah, he only has his one printing still. I thought he had a reprint for some reason, but there's a pretty cheap copy right here, considering if you are looking for him. Rekindling the Super Rare. $60 freaking. So people are talking about this in Salmon Greats already. You have Flame Buffalo and a couple such as Foul within the deck that naturally work with Rekindling. Having access to a Soul Charge-like card within that set is a scary thought. There are multiple nice versions of Rekindling, though. This just happens to be the highest rarity version, I would say. So let's go ahead and see if we can't check in on the best-selling version. I don't know how fast TCG Player updates their best-selling. 1 second. And over on eBay, this made me laugh real hard. Promo mint, new unbanned card. I respect the hustle. I just want to shout the seller out. First off, for having the lowest Fallout listing, but second off for that title. Yo, Dunn, I don't want to murder it, but Mr. Dunn, good job. 365 sales. Congrats to you, and I love the ingenuity. Look at that, 44 views. Your title certainly is getting people to look. So Magic Card is the best-selling version, and then we see the Common, we see the DT is starting to spike as well. DTs will probably be in a pretty good demand. There's still playsets at the $5 mark, but only 4 listings. Those are likely to disappear, and who wants to be stuck with those gold rares? I still think it's a decent look for it. Tempest, every time I refresh, it's like different. The freaking rare is now $750, and when we go up here, let's see one more time. $925 for the secret rare. So there's no cheap copies of Tempest left. People are going to be trying to sell these over the coming days, though. A lot of people were prepared for this one since the OCG already had Tempest off of their ban list, so we had seen this get several buyouts over here, and interesting to see us follow suit on the OCG there. The Augusto Emerald is a conversation I had with the ban list several times that people were scared of, but with Firewall gone, I think it's perfectly fine and balanced. But there's no new copies of it, and the DT is freaking really out there in terms of pricing right now. I have a theory, if you guys can wait for it. Konami knew when they were printing the ban list. Konami has the set list for Dude, and they've exclaimed, what is it, 20 extra deck monsters within Duel Devastator coming out in October. I know you guys might need to play in regionals and YCSs till then, so some of you might be stuck with these higher prices if you didn't have this in your band binder. But if you don't have this card, I think it will be in Duel Devastator. Highly likely. Let me know what you think of that down below. Do you think Konami predicted they'd be peeling this off and then putting it in Duel Devastator to sell? Or do you think it will be missing from that product without any recent printings and needing a place to put it for a new listing after, you know, taking it off the list? I think Konami will give some attention to detail there personally. But again, you have 3 YCSs before that, at least 3 YCSs. There might be a 4th before that drop date of Dude actually being out, including YCS Fort Worth. Super Polymerization similarly is in Duel Devastator, but similarly to the Augusto Emerald that I was just talking about, you've got to consider what you'll be playing in and if you'll be using this now that it's at 3 of them things. And $22 for the secret rare is not too shocking considering this card at 3 is insane and people love foiling out their decks. You have the super rare version also spiking, but the common not moving at all. And here's why the common's not moving much. The structure decks are still on shelves. You can go to Walmart right now, and those Cyber Dragon structure decks are pretty much sitting at every single one that I visited in my area. So that contains super polymerization within the structure deck, and it's going to be hard to go over 10 considering you can walk into Walmart and pick them up if you truly need them and get yourself like a little Cyber Dragon core, pun intended, because Cyber Dragon core is in the structure deck, but like the entire rest of the structure deck with it. It's just kind of funny. Mobilize Engage is going up despite multi-roll going to 1. I think this is kind of silly because I truly believe they're going to reprint Engage again in the Megatons. Why would they not give it the Dragonic Diagram treatment? But despite that, people are clamoring for it. They thought Engage would be what got limited or hit, and it's not, so the engine still lives, the deck still lives, and it's still a decent deck. But the fact that people are rushing for these when the Megatons are on the horizon is concerning to me. They've replaced Savage Strike in the Megatons for Dark Saviors. That means they're pushing Dark Saviors towards the 10s. They're going to push their best-selling cards, in my opinion. But again, that's still speculation. It's just possibilities, and the market does speak to people's faith in this deck. Solemn Judgment has many different foil copies, including one from last year's Battles of Legend that is an ultra rare. The secret rares are going up pretty fast. Let's refresh, just see, because it's the later tabs. Well, that's a big change. The secret rares have been selling out pretty fast, and then the gold ghost. I know not everyone's a big fan of gold rares, but many people are a fan of ghost rares. To find those near mint is really hard, and it's looking like almost a $50 bill off the bat. And I have to imagine people aren't going to want to sell it for much less than $40. So many different versions, though. You'll still have the commons relatively cheap for now, but I think those will go off market. Having access to 3 Solemn Judgment playable, many people will be motivated to have those copies. Hey, Retro Pack, I forgot about you. Looking nice. I'm very partial towards Solemn Judgment, considering my win was one of the first ones using 3 of these, but I really love this card. I have my first set of MRD copies, which are probably crazy too. Luster Pendulum's getting bought out. It's weird. It has its gold rarity, but it doesn't have a printing in a long time. I think if you're looping it with the Guard Dragon engine, though, you're still only playing 1 Luster because you're able to access it with Ignister Prominence from the extra deck, and it's just kind of interesting to me. Like, you're gonna loop Luster and Master with the Guard Dragon engine, yes, but you don't need extras of these. Now, maybe people are really going to try with Triple Solemn to do something with Luster Ariande. I mean, I think Wavering's at 3 also, right? We're going back to Pepe in a sense. But I don't think the counter trap deck's gonna like just take off because Solemn's at 3 looking at the OCG. I don't think this is the biggest of deals. Now, I think the biggest sleeper from this ban list, besides Cleefort, you're sleeping on them too hard, John. Infernoids got Monster Gate to 3, and people were even talking about rekindling with them, but I'm not going to go that far. I just think with Monster Gate at 3, this deck definitely elevates in its status, and I think you should not be sleeping on Infernoids. They were kind of bubbling, like people were trying out that Solomon Great Infernoid deck in the first place. I think there's going to be something here where it's, with Monster Gate at 3, it's going to be topping a YCS this season, in my opinion. But that's a lot of the craziness. Let's look at Cleeforts. That's a tab I didn't bother with. Alright, I'm guilty. I should pay attention even if I don't support, right? Cleefort Scout, Pivo, super rare. I forgot you got a reprint. Nothing doing. Okay, moving on next. We got the NECH Original Ultra Rare, Unlimited, 60 cents. I figured it was something like that. Again, thank you so much for watching today's Market Watch. Thank you everyone who is bothering to use my link in the description while they're getting deals on TCG Player. I appreciate it, and most like comment will decide what the giveaway item is from that OCG swag. I truly mean it. And subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this content, and thank you everyone for the support. We'll see you in the next one.